Alright, so we just found out who the Roottrees are. We helped Sam Roottree write a book about the gay couple in the family. And it wasn't that good. But now that the Roottrees are splitting up the money, are you too a secret Roottree? But I feel like this is kind of our fault for exposing who's a Roottree and who's not. So I guess now we're gonna find out what we gotta do about that. So let's go and choose a safe slot. Okay, well. So let's find out what's going on with the Rootrees now. Oh, don't come back, Sam.
Hi, I'm Clark.
Oh,
Probably not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes.
I don't know if I would say funny, but okay.
You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down.
I'm not particularly well known, but here we are, 927, and people are looking me up again.
A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, too. I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. With my mother's deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Now that it's public knowledge that Clancy Trust covers any Roottree despite their history with us, a lot of potential cousins have surfaced.
Yeah, okay.
You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us.
I haven't seen shit yet, so no.
And then Miracle went and made it all about himself.
Yeah, well, Miracle is awful.
The long and short of it is, a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family.
She doesn't like you, so.
I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side.
Are you?
In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally.
Okay, Clark.
Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
So, it's 1999 now. Alright, well, let's take a look at the family tree now. Possible infidelity 3. Oh, good. Family tree update, 1998. Also on the original tree. Okay, interesting. Infidelity 2, Infidelity 1. Okay, so now we're looking into affairs. And also this update from last year. It has dates, so that's not a bad place to start either. Wow, it goes though. And of course, here we got another secret file. Of course we got these boxes, whatever those boxes mean still. Who knows? Alright, well, let's get into it, I suppose. Today is August 3rd, 1999, so it's been just less than a year. 8 months. Super rich now. It's been a bestseller for a few months. At the time, Carl had not yet been replaced. Okay, so I guess this is a book. Start here. Start here. Okay. The Roottree Rift. Oh, good. And then Clark became president. Oh, the 5Ps. A rapper named Felix Fellows, who changed his moniker to 5Ps. 5Ps is the only notable person on the updated tree. Alright, well. The only notable person on the updated tree, so this one is 5Ps. Oh, it's different now. Now I have to pick first and last name. Oh no. Alright, so Felix. Jeez, okay, this is gonna be annoying. Felix Fellows. Fellows. He's a rapper, also a musician. Unless rapper is no. Okay. First affair. Final affair. Okay, this person, wow. just stop. Is it Clark? Is it you, Clark? I know it's you, Clark. But this is the only person on the original tree, so these kids wouldn't be included. Okay, Felix Fellows, 5Ps. Miracle Roottree publicly and vehemently denied that 5Ps was a root tree. The test proved he was a root tree. Ay. Anonymom and Jane Doe Roottree. An affair with a root tree led to the birth of her daughter, aka Jane Doe Roottree. As more and more of Anonymous stories came out, people began to notice how much it echoed 5Ps in nearly every significant way. The court of public opinion began to turn, confirming the world's suspicions. The DNA test proved that her daughter was not a root tree. Smugness from doubters and countless accusations of the entire ordeal being an elaborate hoax. Oh, Roottreemania is already over. That's too bad. So you're probably not a root tree. Just so you know. Alright, what other evidence do we have? We have previously on the Roottrees Are Dead. But it also has 8 clues. Some web searches may yield new or different results. And some books may be relevant to your new one. The list of first names and last names will contain red herrings. All evidence from before is still available. Any searches that do not lead to new information still function as they did during your first investigation. Alright. My family has some financial reliance on the health of the company. In or around Butler County, Pennsylvania. Elias, Carl, and Raina were on the cover of magazines. Lauren Roottree, Miracle Roottree, Jim Roottree had physical media such as record albums, books, and movies associated with them. Lauren's 2 diaries are probably the most useful resource overall. The 5 pieces could be identified based on the initials of the original candy flavors. There were 5 presidents of the Roottree Company. Many were featured in periodicals. Stephanie Jones and Brian Jones were featured in campaign posters. Led to Caroline Morden's art book, which enabled him to fill out more of the tree. Many of the younger root trees were found by following a complex rabbit hole through a conspiracy site that led to finding a searchable web address for Chris Rafferty. November Roottree was really difficult to place. Her occupation can only be found via Brian Jones's company website. Yeah, that one was friggin' annoying. Ronald and his brother Roottree go by Ron and Robbie, which was also annoying. Because searching Ronald and Robert showed up nothing. Ron unsuccessfully tried to have Robbie removed. Sam and her father were cryptically mentioned in a book about historical letters. Yeah, Red was a red herring. Family Man, a book about Elias Roottree, turned out to be propaganda and not useful. Lauren's other books, historical romance novels, were not very useful on their own, though could lead to other information. Carolyn Morton's sculptures were not useful. Wow. Yeah. Okay. He also handed you a letter that he said you could share with Sam. The company I hired to help us with the Clancy Trust is busy pouring through the entire family's history. The family's not particularly happy with this. Of course they're not. Why would they be? It causes headaches, so please I don't mind if you do your research, but I ask that you stop going to the press. Just tell us who to investigate by filling in new sections of the tree. But keep in mind why we're here. If someone didn't have a child or has already been disqualified by our lawyers, there won't be a place for them on the tree. We're only looking for the ones that could lead to new potential root trees. Tree icons are for original family tree members. I recommend you turn your eyes to the men in positions of power. I'd love to say that it's only because it would have been a lot harder for the women to hide 9 months of pregnancy and birth without the family noticing, but I can't. But you've seen the family tree, so I pretend. Instead, all I can do is be honest with myself, refuse to make any more mistakes, and do my best to sort the very messes we've left behind. Alright, Clark, well, if we're gonna trust you to do that, God, I have I don't know where to start. Sam Madsen's book. Let's start there, I guess. Gotta use our 1999. Putting a CD in the drive upside down will no longer heat the plastic to dangerous temperatures. Whew. We will no longer prompt you to replace the printer ink when it's 50% full. Thank goodness. Cashew PCs are not safe for human consumption. Any parts eaten are done of your own volition, and you assume the risk. Computer poisoning. Ooh, the 90s were wild. So, no. Okay. Okay, so we can do Sam Madsen, and she called her book Six Pieces because, ha ha ha. You help verify her story, so much of the book's core contents are familiar to you. Had some sections on other family secrets and rumors. Alright, well, there's an older version of this page in the Time Travel Archive. Wait, what? As this book has not been yet released, there's no different additional information about this title. Dang, 1999 internet is awesome. We even have the freaking Wayback Machine. Alright, 6 pieces. Oh, I can't get Edward Clancy's picture. What do we got? Rumors and gossip she collected during the tenure she ran the farm for a period starting around 1968, until her daughter Gwyneth took over in 1984. Most relevant rumors coincide with the reign of Guy Hudson, who took over as president in 1978. It was no secret that within the family that Guy was very much not a fan of remaining faithful to his wife Patricia. Private parties. This was 20 years ago, and Sam warns that many of it was hearsay. Still, you find the following information. One of Sam's farm supervisors was named Elizabeth. Elizabeth had a daughter who Sam never met, but who worked as one of Guy's secretaries. According to Elizabeth, a caterer from a local restaurant called Antonelli's. Oh, jeez. So Elizabeth is a supervisor. Elizabeth had a daughter. The daughter was Guy's secretary. And a caterer met Elizabeth's daughter at Guy's party. According a caterer met her daughter at one of Guy's parties, and they eloped quickly due to a pregnancy. Rumor has it that her daughter showed up with Guy and didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding to markets previously untapped. However, when he went on a trip overseas, they were often there for weeks at a time. And Guy was known for spending more time and money on unofficial business than meetings with distributors and manufacturers. There also is a section where Sam speculates that Elias may have cheated on Gwyneth. Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam than Elias was, and was the first to invite Sam to family events. Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias into letting Sam back into the family using some kind of leverage. Instead of it being the natural course of events, she mentions that Elias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue and sometimes about another woman. Sam also says her son Ernie once asked, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Elias once had a secretary named Elizabeth. A different Elizabeth than above, of course. Alright, so, this is 1921 as it is. 1908. So this is probably Elias. And this is some Elizabeth. And this is President, of course, first. I have to get his picture again. Alright, well, it's not in the history, so. Elias Roottree. Oh, this is new. But the general public since 6 pieces, the canon is Elias is a historical brand connected figure. He did nothing wrong. Popular tourist attraction during the summer, however, has seen an explosion of off-season business. Some religious and political groups decided to visit to show support for Elias and Gwyneth's traditional values and financial rights. Gay rights activists. The farm has since shut down, seemingly indefinite. The website says check back later, but has no date listed. The quotes from Bess Williams' book have been taken down. Okay. Do I? Oh, I still have all the... So I can search Watchmen of the Year. Oh, and do Elias Roottree here. I can't get his picture. John Doe. But I need to get a picture of Elias, so... Okay. Okay. There's no volume 3. Alright. So neither of those were helpful. Oh, but Clark has a new page. Oh, now it's become the Roottree Corporation. This does not include Root, which appears to have its own new leadership. Clark and Ron would be taking over for what was essentially a transitional period. About 2 weeks later, that thanked Ron for his work, but announced that Clark was the new permanent president. We already know about Clark. Lauren. Since taking over, Clark has tried to remain out of the spotlight, accepting Sam and her family. Since none of them could ever be impartial. Yeah, no shit. Okay, well, let's look up Sam Madsen then. There's an older page. There's 6 Pieces is an upcoming book by Sam Madsen. 6 Pieces, Unwrapping America's Sweetest Family, was released in early 1999. Only was bestseller for 2 months, but I mean, hey, that's pretty good still. Most reviewers agreed that the core of the book, about Samantha's fathers and the struggles they faced, was compelling, and that the takedown of the hypocrisy of Elias Roottree was deserved, but it seemed vindictive due to the timing. The Roottree company scrambling to release a statement, and due to a conflict of leadership, famously released multiple conflicting official statements over 3 days. This confusing move was referenced in popular culture due to a late-night sketch about indecisionitis. The Roottree Rift. And of course there's Roottreemania. Alright, well. Let's just kind of see what we can find. Indecisionitis. As part of a fake pharmaceutical advertisement for JIT Together. This probably isn't going to lead it to anything, but there it is. The same page. Alright. Fully about the Roottree Candy Company was released in the weeks and referenced the recent news. In the sketch, a woman ordered a number 5 at a drive-thru speaker. Changed her mind, asking to switch to a number 3. Barged into the restaurant, loudly complaining she didn't receive her number 5. Also, but could also spread to humans, because the leaders of large corporations aren't human. Obviously. JIT Together. When I can't make my tough decisions, I've got to get my JIT together. I really should have gotten my JIT together. Oh my god. Yeah, it didn't really give me anything else, so that's fine. Let's check the Roottree Rift while we're here. 3 press releases. Roottree Rift. The first was fairly standard. It stated there was no president of the Roottree company, but that the entire family was made aware of the release of the book and that they would be meeting as soon as possible. The second release was emailed to business newspapers 3 hours later and announced that after a vote, Ron Roottree would be taking over temporarily. Ron was aware the book had verified the claims within and would look into compensating Mrs. Madsen and her family immediately. The company lawyers would be taking immediate steps to revisit the clan's and trust's terms to make sure nothing like this could happen again. That the time between the two press releases would not have been logistically sufficient to gather a majority of the family, even using conference calls. This was reported on many news channels, and a third, much shorter press release came the next day. It claimed that a draft of the announcement was made prematurely and that Clark Rafferty LaRue and Ron Roottree would take over the company's first joint presidents. The compensation plan would be based on a stringent verification process. That's me! Okay. That didn't really give anything either. I don't really want to go. Alright, let's just go into Roottreemania and look at Miracle. That a rapper going by 5Ps was actually a Roottree. Collectively, popular culture seemed to focus on the Roottree family and 5Ps. To how pop culture treated Rootreemania was an excuse for everyday people to claim they were also Roottrees. Had daytime talk shows had "I'm a secret Roottree" episodes. About lost members of the widely shared website where you could fill your own name to find out if you were a secret Roottree. When you submitted your name, it simply said "no" with an image of Clark Rafferty LaRue giving you the finger. Nice. Can I get that? Am I a secret Roottree? Am I a secret Roottree? Tree. Dang, I wanted to get to that website. Just long enough for 6 pieces to re-enter the charts. This included Lauren's diaries, VHS releases of Wynn's old movies, as well as countless unauthorized biographies. Capitalize on the Roottree sisters, Carl and Brenda. Too late to successfully capitalize or extended the craze. Most of them were failures, and countless novelty shirts that had variations of "I'm a secret Roottree" became immediately unfashionable. Alright, well, we can get Lauren's diaries, maybe. Spider search. Yeah, I mean, whatever they were called. Lauren Roottree. Diary. Here we are, I suppose. Yeah, okay, great. A life between wars. She was suffering from Alzheimer's. Of course there was. Oh my god. Alright. Life between wars. A life between wars? Wow, alright. There's a single passage that focuses on potential affairs. Great. An intrigue titled Cruelty, 1963. I am no stranger to true love. Jacob and I married at an age that deemed unfit for marriage, 16. But I guess welcome to World War II. World War, yeah. But he was also enlisting at an age that most deem unfit for war. Yeah, no, no way. No, what? No, I don't believe it. We had no choice. I knew in my heart that our marriage was one for the ages. He and I would still be together if not for Okinawa. Woof! There's an emptiness in my soul. I don't understand why my contemporaries, so many girls I went to school with, have taken multiple lovers. So many of my girlfriends' husbands have been unfaithful. If I'm unable to remain true to the ghost of a man with no chance of physical reciprocation, How could it be so hard to love someone you can reach out and touch, someone you can joke with? I have not had to deal with such madness at home. My parents are a perfect match in the worst way. My mother's cruelty is a perfect fit for my father's general spite. In turn, Pops' status enables her incessant need to gloat and feel superior. With their cruelty and disdain for others, they make fun of my grandpop and his family sayings, blood is thicker than syrup, but nothing's thicker than Elias. And see her kindness as a weakness. Eliath, please remember them. Not even our family's maladies and religion go unmocked. Remember, God only put one eye in miracle. They're too self-centered to look astray. Okay.